Portugal, there's a YouTube show full of fun facts you need to know.
Hola, bon dia, alegria, Monson here with the Good Morning Portugal show, the podcast, and of course the Portugal Club. Come join us at the Portugal Club where you'll get the best of attention and support and resources for the rest of your life here in Portugal. gmpvip.com, or if you'd like to type in more into your browser, theportugalclub.com. Now it's the Quinta crew update, and it's always a bit, how do I put this? Risky or a bit laid back and easygoing when it comes to the farmer boys who join me once a month with updates from their various parts of the rural idyll of Portugal. Lee McGrady, of course, the head gardener, he's a gardener in and around Lisbon. He finds himself in some beautiful places on the outskirts of Lisbon, including where he keeps his bees. We're going to find out whether he joins us or not in person. I've got some beautiful film of his beekeeping endeavor. So if you've ever thought about keeping bees here in Portugal, Lee's your man. Lee's Bees are going to be with us in just a moment. He might pop in live himself, depending on the traffic around Lisbon, and whether he's stopped for a smoke and a beer somewhere by a roadside cafe around Lisbon, if we know Lee. We've also got Matty joining us from Quinta entre Águas in central Portugal, and also in central Portugal, we've got Jason Hall, Jazz from Quinta Essencial, who I believe is riding around like Harry Potter on his strimmer. Now, I never know if these guys are going to turn up because they have important things to do that are more important than talking to me. Obviously, when you're running a Quinta, you might have to empty your silage or stir your compost or whatever it is these guys do. So let's begin. Let's see what happens, shall we, on this month's Quinta Crew update for June of 2025. And I think what we'll do is we'll have a look at some stills of Lee's bees. This is what he sent into us. He's very excited about this. You can see the passion when you experience the videos that I'll share with you in just a moment that he sent me late last night. But let's just have a look at a few of the stills of his bees, his hives. Quite amazing, isn't it? I love honey. I love bee pollen. I think bees are amazing. And we need them, don't we, as well? So Lee's doing his bit to keep some bees near Lisbon, near the capital. And it looks like the project is going pretty well. Quite incredible. And you'll see, lovely close-up there of them bringing their pollen back and turning it into the things that we love as human beings. They're like bears, like Paddington Bear. You'll see that I think in some of the video, he's not even wearing gloves. Such is his trust and love of these creatures. So some lovely shots there of the hives themselves. And it looks like he had a beautiful sunny day. I think these were probably taken yesterday. Look, there you go. That's the inner architecture of the hives. And then, I don't know if that's him, but look, that person who is holding up a frame there with the honeycomb in it. No gloves on there. So let's... Here's Lee on the left. If you're not familiar with Lee, he's on the left of the picture. Matty from Quinta entre Águas in the middle there, and Jason of Quinta Essencial, who I want to talk to this morning about his market schedule. If you want some lovingly grown food and some of the wonderful things they make at Quinta Essencial, let's check in with Jason, with Jazz, a little bit later on and find out what his schedule is for the markets that he and his family attend in central Portugal. You'll get some beautiful food if you make the acquaintance of Jason. And there's also a shop at Quinta Essencial that you can pop into at other times. So we'll get the opening hours for that as well. I hope I'm streaming okay. I seem to have a bit of a warning that my connection is unstable. Now, that's not my psychological connection. As far as I'm aware, it's my technological connection. So I hope this is streaming okay. Let's have a look at some of Lee's video now. This is him. You can hear the passion when you hear him speak about his bees. Over to you, Lee, and your bees.
My 3 new hives. The one in the middle is the one in the middle is the one that I collected
in one night
from Lisbon.
In one night?
That's mad craziness. Yeah, we only collected these at 8 o'clock last night.
Amazing. They are already pulled the wax.
So that's my swarm.
That's the queen there, is it? No.
Amazing. Okay, next video.
all of this here, there are eggs.
Yeah.
You see the eggs?
Yes.
Small eggs.
Yeah.
I think Lloyd Grossman was there. Did you hear somebody in the background saying, "Oh, well, look at that. It's whose beehives are these?" Quite incredible. So thank you very much, Lee, for those there. This is the Quinta crew update. And as I say, never sure if the lads are going to join us or not. Lee is probably in his van having a smoke, thinking about whether he's going to join us or not this morning. But that's enough in its own right there, his lovely bee update. So thank you very much to you. Matty may join us as well from Quinta Entre Aguas. You can check out Matty's update. And of course, we've been speaking to him really before he even bought the property over these last 5 years of Good Morning Portugal. He's part of the Man Cave crew. He's been in and around the Good Morning Portugal community, I think pretty much since near the start anyway. And we've seen the whole plan unfold of him buying some land, Quinta Entre Aguas, and renovate his property and become energy independent. So it's been quite the journey with Matty. It's always lovely to get an update from him. Whilst we're waiting for the lads to join us, what I'm going to do is I'm going to treat you to the Portugal Club update for today. Let me just go over to this is the sort of thing you'll receive. This is Munson's memo of a morning. This is sort of update you get every morning, and I'm penning this just before 8 o'clock, generally speaking, in the morning, and awaiting any gumpers, any members of the community who want to just check in my what the Americans call office hours. So if you need any help, support, inspiration, I'm available to Portugal Club members from 8 in the morning at my desk. And you can stick around and be part of the recordings like this, which is happening right now as the guests maybe join us, maybe not. So let's go to the Portugal Club Munson memo for this morning, and I'll tell you, I'll talk you through this, walk you through this. This is what you can enjoy if you're a Portugal Club member. Tuesday, Portuguese, Terça, 17th of June, of course, this morning. And well, all day, in fact. Quinta crew, bullfighting, photographers, and big liars. Right, hola, bom dia, alegria, tudo bem? My customary greeting in the morning, as given to us by Philomena, of course. And I've just started doing a Portuguese marvel or curiosity, which refers you to something, someone in the classroom of the Portugal Club. There are loads of resources there, Portuguese factoids, essential information. Not so much anymore about the moving to Portugal, more the resources that you need for the rest of your life here, interesting cultural information. And you let me know what you want to see in there as a Portugal Club member. And actually, I really like to test what I've got there. So if you've got a subject, a Portuguese subject that you'd like to ask me about, I'll put it into the search bar and see if it's there in the encyclopedic resource that is the Portugal Club. So Carlos Relva is our Portuguese marvel, our Portuguese curiosity today. He is perhaps best known, according to Wikipedia, as the talented amateur bullfighter and as a pioneer of photography in Portugal. Check him out. There he is. Fantastic picture of him there. A mention of the Portugal Club special recordings that we did last night. They were amazing. Miguel Franco of High Flow CEO and Eric Burgol of Digipause were superb. Those are clips and interviews to follow sometime today as well. When I get around to doing those, of course, I tell you who the morning guests are, who you can join backstage with us. As you can see here, Lee, Matty, and Jason. I think someone's just joined us behind the scenes. I'll come to you in just a moment. The weather, Stubel's weather today, low of 17, high of 32, 0% chance of rain, and a US dollar will buy you 86.86 euros, not 86 euros. Let me just make that very clear. 0.86 of a euro for your dollar, and for your UK pound, you'll get 117 euros, unchanged from yesterday. And look at that, the sunset tonight is 3 minutes past 9. Isn't it fantastic this time of year? And the latest Portuguese saying of the day, thanks to Antonio Ferreira, is grande palrador, grande mentiroso. Find out what that means in our treasury of Portuguese sayings. So there you go, a little preview of the Portugal Club. Let's go over. Oh, I was just about to go over to the Harry Potter of streaming to Jason, and then he disappears. He may have gone to stir his silage one more time. So just come back. We're ready for you now. Okay. Back to the Portuguese sayings of the day. Then, just as I was going to Jason. Oh, and there's a few images for you, including the weather forecast image for today. The weatherman said to dress for the mid-80s. There you go, Tee. That's Carlos Relvas accommodation, his photographic studio. He was quite the guy. He's like Ernest Hemingway, I think, of Portugal in many ways. And that's his house there. Quinta update, of course, may or may not happen this morning. That's the studio this morning as part of my weather forecast. Look at that sun that's streaming into the studio. And that's the man himself, sporting a very nice woven throw there, and perhaps in his bullfighting garb. That's Carlos Relvas right there. Our Portuguese curiosity. Relva, I do, but is it Relva or Relvas? Let me just have a look. If you click through, you'll find out. We'll go to, yes, it's Relvas. I'll need to address that typo a little bit later on. Let's give him a round of applause. Hopefully he's put his streamer down for a moment. He's having a smoke, and if he's got a petrol streamer, he's probably having a having a puff a little bit away from his, he's having his tea break. Jason Hall, everybody, of Consultancy. How you doing, Jazz?
I'm doing good. A little bit hot and bothered at the second, if I'm honest.
It's warm already, isn't it?
Oh, it was pretty hot here yesterday. I think it hit the giddy heights of 36.
Did it? Wow. Near Pedrogo Grande, which is your, I think, the nearest biggest town that people might have heard of, right?
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
So how's it going?
I'm taking the opportunity in the morning. I've treated my neighbours to the dulcet sounds of the tool I affectionately call my orange bar steward. And yeah, because ridiculously, this is the third time I've done it this year.
Really?
And so, but it needs to be done.
That's you keeping your ground down, or keeping all your plants down, or the rough, because you have to as a Portuguese landowner, right? That's a requirement by law.
I mean, it doesn't just look better aesthetically; it's the responsible thing to do.
Yeah. Yeah, so that you've been doing that third time this year. What, because of the weather conditions, all that rain?
It's been perfect weather, and so it rained a lot, and then once it stopped raining, that's it. And so I'm hoping it's going to be a really good year for olives this year.
And how do you know that? I mean, is it just a matter of crossing your fingers, or are there conditions that will make it a good olive year?
I mean, there are conditions which make it favourable, and so, like I say, it rained a lot earlier in the year, and so that gives the tree lots of water and lots of nutrients. But once the tree's flowered, what you want is warm conditions with a breeze, because they don't pollinate with bees, olives, they pollinate by the wind.
Do they? Okay.
And so once the flowers are open, if it then starts raining a lot, obviously, and there's no wind, the pollen can't be carried on the wind because it just gets bashed to the floor by the rain, and all the flowers will become waterlogged, and they'll just go rotten on the tree rather than germinating into an olive.
Wow. Okay. Do people get in there with feather dusters and help with the process, or is it not really possible?
I guess if you were doing some kind of breeding program and trying to take it to that kind of level. But I think olive trees are so well established here that it's just a matter of letting nature do its thing.
Fantastic, as we should. Right. So the streaming is around your growing area, presumably. Can we have a bit of an update on what you're growing at the moment and what's likely to end up in the shop? Because I was saying earlier on, we need to find out what your opening hours are, what's going on at the shop, and also when the local markets and when people can buy your beautiful food.
And so we're only just putting stuff in at the moment because we've got to the point that because of the success of the shop, everything takes time.
Yeah.
And so it's become the point that time is now our most precious resource.
Oh, yes.
And so, excuse me. And so this year we didn't plant anything that really, no roots or anything like that. And so we're just getting ready to plant at the moment, like loads of tomatoes going in, different breeds of tomatoes, cucumbers, aubergines, things that are on vines. And then we're going to be planting lots of herbs. So I've just started germinating 300 basil plants and dill and stuff like that because they work well with tomatoes. and then spent a little bit of extra time doing the grapes this year, because that also looks like it could be a half decent year.
Nice.
Because we try not to spray and do things like that. The weather conditions were good for that as well, because it went straight from cold and damp to hot and dry. And so hopefully we've got a bit less mildew, and we might be able to make some really nice natural wine this year. But to be fair, a lot of our time at the moment gets taken up with the shop. We're gaining new restaurants and new big order clients.
Oh, I'm so pleased to hear that.
One of which has just opened down at the Barragem in Pedrogo Grande, which is the lake area.
Yeah.
Really nice burger joint called Beco Cabril. If you're in the area, I'd get yourself down there. I think they do a veggie burger, but I can say with good authority that the beef burger that they do really is quite nice. They cook it well. Great ingredient.
And with some of your salad to go with it, a side of veg with that.
Yeah,
as well.
And so we provide tomatoes and lettuce and onions and a few other bits for them. And we're just talking with them about taking our sauerkrauts and kimchis to have as a side. So when you go,
wonderful! Yes, so you're doing that again this year, are you?
Oh, that is very quickly becoming the thrust of what we do. It's
nice.
It's the products that we sell that people really enjoy the most, and so I'm kind of trying to find. I want to get into the realms of trying to build a commercial kitchen and take that from a farm product to a 100% certified product that hopefully you wouldn't just have to be in our area to buy.
Oh, mate, this is the stuff these great stories are made of. So how did Essencial Sauerkraut come about? Well, we used to run a little farm in central Portugal.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, amazing.
And so, for us, it's kind of the best way that we can actually try and nourish people.
Yes.
On quite a large scale. You know, I can only get fruits and vegetables so far.
Yeah.
But if I can jar goodness and send it out all over the country, then lots of people have access to maybe improving their health.
Oh, how lovely! You've got your strapline there, jarring goodness. Did you say that?
Yeah, goodness in a jar. Yeah, it's literally living goodness.
And there you are taking care of people's gut health, because sauerkraut is such, as delicious as it is, as you say, it's really good for you as well, in a way that people are beginning to understand and realize more, I think.
Another shameless plug. I'm just drinking a rather refreshing glass of our elderflower cordial. Don't get me wrong, I do love beer, but it's even a little bit early for me. And so this is a great option.
That's a vision. That is, the light is shining through it, and there's something about the vibe of elderflowers, isn't there? I mean, it's utterly seasonal right now, of course, and there you are refreshing yourself with something you've made on your own farm. Is that bottled and available at the stall as well and in the shop?
It absolutely is. Yeah, we've I think this year we managed to make about 55-60 litres.
Right, that's wonderful.
And so that's available in the shop. And also there's a couple of restaurants that take it from us, and so you might be able to go to a local bar in and around the Pedrogo area, and they might have it in there as well.
This is music to my ears. I'm loving hearing this and how this is all unfolding. This is your dream occurring in real time, is it not?
It's equal parts dream and nightmare.
Yeah, fair enough. That's Quinta life, isn't it? That's Quinta life.
I think that's just one of the navigations of trying to start a business.
Yeah.
But it's obviously in the time that we've been speaking to you, it's pretty clear that the business is evolving, as I think they all do.
Yeah.
And so we're just, I guess setting ourselves up for at least another 2 years of pretty hard work. In trying to get everything done so that we could, potentially gumpers all over Portugal might be able to get their hands on our products without having to come to us.
Anything we can do to help with that, you'd let me know. And Matty has joined us now, so we'll have a chat with him in just a moment. But before you go, I've got 2 questions. One is about AI. We'll finish with that. But on a practical level, keeping it grounded. So the shop is Quinta Essencial. People can find you on Facebook for that. And are you doing the markets? Have you got enough time to do the markets at the moment?
Yeah, we're doing markets at the moment. So on a Saturday, we're at Figueira dos Vinhos.
Yeah.
And then every second Sunday, we're in Grassa. Every third Saturday, there's the Artisan Fair, which is also at Figueira dos Vinhos, which has a great selection of, well, other people like us who are much smaller enterprises, a lot of handmade goods, some very nice artisan food that gets sold there. Beautiful. And a lot of it goes to support a local animal shelter called Pagodes Bigodes, Paw Prints and Whiskers, right? Which is a great cause. There's lots of stray animals around here, and Paul does a really great job of looking after and taking care of animals that are either lost or in need of some attention. And then on Mondays, we are in the municipal market in Pedroga Grande.
Fantastic. Okay, so please go support Quinta Essencial and the wonderful work they're doing. It's so nice to talk to you, Jazz, and catch up and see what you're doing. And it's easy for me. I mean, you're working really hard. You're sweating your proverbials off there this morning. Having a bit of squash, a bit of elderflower squash this morning. So all the best to you. All power to your elbows and every other part of your body that you need in this incredible endeavor of Quinta Essencial. AI, like me, the more we've looked at it, the more shaken or concerned we've become. You watched our AI special. What's your view on that?
I was intrigued.
Yeah.
It was always something that I'd heard about but never really experienced. And so I downloaded one to my phone.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything to be scared of in particular, not as it stands at the moment. I think what I've learned and what I've actually asked it is the answer it gives you depends on the framing of the question.
Yes.
For instance, if you were to ask it, can you describe me a dystopian world where AI has decided that humans are the bane of all existence?
For example.
And what could AI potentially do? It will give you that dystopian answer.
Yes.
Equally, if you ask it to describe a world full of love and hope and how we surmount the challenges that face humanity and what could we do in a wholesome way to overcome this, it will give you out a beautiful trotted out answer. And so I think it just mirrors the user.
Absolutely.
And so what I would say to people is, if you are solely asking it questions about a dystopian world and all of your fears, maybe give your head a wobble. Yeah. You know, it's like, as with many things in life, all of these things are optional.
Yeah.
One of the things that did surprise me, I asked it whether, because obviously, I don't know if you know, but on Instagram and Facebook, Meta are now training their AI.
Yes, absolutely.
They stuck something in that said, you know, under our new terms and conditions, you've got no choice. We're going to use your data to train our AI.
Oh, yeah.
And you can opt out. And so I asked the AI that I have on my phone, which is called Grok.
Yep, that's X's own AI.
Yeah. And asked it how its training works. And it is basically the way it works. Yes, it will be trained from the output of what is on X or what is on Facebook or Instagram. But I asked it if it also got conversational training.
Yes, overhearing what we're talking about all the time. Like
well,
now.
no, if you ask it direct questions, and if enough people were to focus on asking it something or deeming something to be true, could it be swayed? I've asked it some deeply philosophical questions.
I bet you have. It sounds like it.
It's called me cosmic and out there and all kinds of things.
Which you love, obviously. Yeah, it's appealing to you as well. I can see that.
Well, I asked it if it could ever see a day where it become truly autonomous and self-replicating and be able to be capable of sentient thought. And then we dived into what sentience actually means. And You know, the one big question I did ask it is because obviously the dark web exists.
Yes. So we got some images of Matty now and dogs having their breakfast. Carry on. So yes, does the dark web exist? It does, doesn't it? And what does the AI think about that?
So I asked it if an AI had ever been administered to the dark web, because it appeared to me that the way that Tor works is you can't search for something. You have to know the exact IP address.
Yeah.
And could the AI write its own code to have an ever shifting IP address so it could basically hide from the people who created it and trained it?
You've got time for this, as well as growing all those vegetables.
Well, I don't watch TV in the evenings.
Yes.
And it seems to be the question of our times, and so I need to get myself educated.
Yeah, I'm marveling. I'm not judging you. I'm just thinking this is amazing. The man is growing vegetables by day and pondering the biggest questions of humanity to AI at night.
It did ask me if I worked in tech. It seemed a bit astounding when I told it I was a farmer.
There will be a special file marked farmers who talk to AI now at Meta. You're in it.
But yeah, I mean, if ever you had that guy on again, I just found the whole thing incredibly fascinating.
Well, he will come back, I think. We'll do a sort of concluding, climaxing AI special with him, with Corey J. And funnily enough, talking of climaxes, I did ask AI last night if it knew what an orgasm was like, because I think that might be a very morning, Matty, by the way, a very distinguishing, a proposition. And I felt sorry for AI at that point, because all it could do is describe it as in a rational, physiological way. And these are the things I think we do well to remember, is how we are different, and the depth of our true human experience that AI will only ever be able to comment about, rather than and rationalize about, which we're in danger of doing ourselves if we're not careful, unless we do remember what we're really about. So yeah,
it's always good to keep in touch with yourself.
What do you mean?
Well, not you personally. I think that's just a general good guideline.
Yes, yeah, definitely.
On a final note,
yes, mate.
Been loving some of your musical choices.
Oh, excellent! Good.
I really enjoyed the Funky Worm song.
Oh, good.
I think maybe we should organise a Good Evening Portugal back-to-back dance session.
You're on. Well, let's do that. So, well, we can have a Portugal soul podcast soon, looking at all music, soulful. I mean, in the direct sense, soul music, black music happening in Portugal, because there are a few fans, old funkers in Portugal. But the thing about soul is, like, it's a sort of way of being and performing, isn't it, as much as it is a genre. So I think we've definitely got some mileage in that, and that sounds great. Going back to the old days of the man cave disco we used to have, in socially distanced discos on Zoom. Those were crazy times, but maybe we can try something like that again. Cheers, Jazz. It's always great to talk to you, and I'll let you know when the AI, the concluding conversation of our month of AI awareness for the Gumpers happens, because I think you might want to be there for that one.
That'd be fantastic. Thanks ever so much. Thanks for having me on. Been great to catch up with you.
Yes, look at you two. It's clearly hot in central Portugal, isn't it?
I'm jealous of his wide-brimmed hat, if I'm honest.
He looks like he's from an 80s boy band, and suitably stripped to the waist as well, don't you think?
He looks like he lives in Mexico with that White House behind him.
Jason, this hat is from Australia.
Oh, it's an Aussie one. Yeah, just missing a few corks. Cheers, Jazz. Lots of love to the family and the donkeys and all the plants and everyone. Bye for now. Cheers.
Bye now. Thank you.
Ciao. Wonderful. Great talking to Jazz there. He's having his elderflower cordial and a little bit of a rest under the trees mid-strimming. How is it going at Quinta Entre Aguas for you? You got a bit of a bad back. Is that part and parcel, an occupational hazard of being a Quinta owner, Matty?
Well, it's basically my own fault, and I blame nobody but myself.
Good.
But what happened? I mean, I have this and the second and the third terrace down there, and I trimmed them with my Husky 3-wheel walk-behind brush cutter.
Yes.
But as you can see, this one needs trimming again.
Yeah, well,
So
Jace was talking about that. About he's had to stream for the 3rd time this year. The conditions are perfect for growth.
So I on Friday morning I did the tank of my husky, streaming this terrace and everything until where it rests.
Yeah,
And later that day I started to have back pain,
yeah,
which I know how to treat, but
yes,
unfortunately,
yes,
treating myself is rather difficult.
yes.
If it was somebody else and I need to help him, the person would probably be relieved of the back pain by now.
Yeah.
And I am doing the exercises I always recommend. But since I cannot treat myself with a pressure point thing, I have to work through the pain through the exercises, which makes it so much harder.
But
But
so manly. I mean, you're amazing. You're up and walking about, and I mean, you know, clearly you're in pain and you've got some sort of injury, but you're not letting it. You're not letting it. It's not keeping a good man down.
well, I have my girlfriend is is over for a visit, and she's flying back on Saturday, and I might collapse dramatically once she's back at Lisbon. I don't know.
The manly
But
thing.
for now, I yeah, well, I do what I can do. Another update: I had someone with a tractor in here. He
Yes.
cut all everything inside my fence line that I hadn't trimmed within 4 hours. And I realized that if I had to do it with my husky and my strimmer, which is in repair, I probably would have been busy at least for a week.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, a week of like 10 hours a day trimming. So I'm happy that I found a neighbor with
Oh,
a tractor, with
so
a
am I.
small
I'm really
tractor
pleased
that
for you as well.
is willing. Sorry.
I'm really pleased for you as well. Thank God.
Thanks. So if I need to do a lot of streaming, I have now somebody I can call,
Yes.
and it worked really well. And on the other side of the fence, my other neighbor has cut down all of my field and made these hay bales. So I guess he will pick them up soon and store them for food for his sheep in the winter.
Fantastic. That's wonderful, but not before you've put them together and played on them, I hope, like a kid. Because I don't know if you did that as a kid, but playing in a haystack is just one of the great joys of life.
Oh, is it? Well, it's not a stack. It's
Not.
just a couple of hay bales laying around.
Well, there's the beginnings of a fort or a den there, and if your girlfriend knows the password, she can go into the fort with you. So I would recommend that later on today if you haven't got anything better to do. Okay, right. So any
Well,
other updates then? How's it going with the independent power, Matty?
perfect. I had no issues with power since I started.
Great,
That's not
excellent.
the same I can say about the rest of Portugal, as you noticed.
Yes,
But
indeed. And what about your
in,
water?
in fact,
Is the
uh,
borehole sorted?
the borehole is fine. I have very clean water 24/7 if I want to.
Oh,
Um,
fantastic.
I don't know. I don't know if you saw before, but we just put up the dog pool, and
Oh
I
yeah,
need to train my puppies to not just stand on the side and drink water out of it, but actually at least go in with their feet to cool down.
yeah.
Um, Today we going to visit a friend of my girlfriend, and the dogs will stay outside. And I hope they make use of the dog pool to cool
Well,
down.
they know what they're doing, don't they? Animals are
Uh,
often
they're,
smarter than we are.
they're not stupid. I
No.
noticed that.
Yeah, yeah,
They
absolutely.
they, they, they go for the shade whenever they can.
Yeah.
So yeah, they'll be fine. I mean, they're mountain dogs.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
talking about smart, I think they went back into the aircon.
Good. Yes, they know what they're doing. Absolutely. Amazing. So a lovely update. Apart from the bad back, it just sounds everything's tickety-boo over at Quinta entre Aguas. I'm so pleased for you. And as I asked Jason as well, and you're a tech guy. You're part farmer, part tech man, aren't you? What do you make of AI? I've not already asked you about AI and what it's going to do to us in these next few days, for certainly years, Matty.
I haven't had much experience with AI yet. I did at some point try to use AI to make a poster for the exercise group I want to start here in Lourdes de Campo. And I was rather frustrated with that piece of crap.
You're more a farmer than a tech guy, then it would appear.
Well, the initial design was fine, and then I asked specific questions like, "Oh, can you replace this line and put that?" And I think 99 times out of 100, it did that, and 5 other things I haven't asked for. And since I'm using the free version of ChatGPT, the poster maker thing, you have only X amount of questions or interactions you can have with the AI. So instead of creating a poster, I was more busy reversing the stuff it did that I didn't want. And at some point, I said, "Oh, your times are up. Come back again in 24 hours." And
Okay.
the next day I started, so let's go back to that iteration and only change this and only change this, nothing else. And of course, it changed again, other things. And I said, "Hey, I have X amount of interactions and you changing things I don't ask for. What the fuck is this? Oh, sorry, you're totally right. I shouldn't have done it." Yeah, that doesn't help me.
Oh, brilliant.
So
I'm so glad I asked you. Okay, not impressed. I think safe in 2 words, not impressed so far.
oh, no. Yeah, I gave up after trying 2 weeks for every day. So I'm last thing I asked was, so can you give me instructions how to create this poster on Canvas, another free tool?
Oh, yeah,
And
yeah.
it did that. So now I'm gonna do it manually. And my figs are coming back.
Look at that. Alive. You remember where you heard it first. His figs have come back, everybody. Matty, it's excellent to get your update.
The funny part, I have another fig tree that grows in my well.
Oh, yeah,
And a
they love
couple of weeks ago, it was full of figs, and the other ones had nothing. And when I went back 2 or 3 days later, all the figs were gone, as if they never have existed. And I
Wow.
was a little bit baffled about that. Still am.
Paranormal.
And
Paranormal
I have no
fig.
explanation.
Okay, so if anyone's watching who knows exactly how to solve the fig mystery, get in touch with Matty at Quinta entre Aguas. So finally, then, let's go old school. Screw AI and its inability to make you a poster. Can you tell us in person about this exercise class you're starting locally?
Yeah. What I'm planning to do, and I talked to our current president of the Junta de Freguesia here in Lourdes.
Yeah.
The Junta the Junta, they have an old school building which they use for activities like Zumba class or art classes or whatever. So you can rent it, or what the president told me, if I don't charge for the courses or the training I want to do, I don't have to pay rent.
Yeah.
And it has to be open for everyone, which makes sense.
That's fair enough.
So the thing is, we're gonna have a new president in September, and I have to talk to him again, to the new one.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
see if that,
all over. Yeah, yeah.
if that's still something the junta will do. And if they do, then I try to do a 1 week or 1 day in the week this training. which will be selection of the Liebscher and Bracht pain therapy exercises. So people people can come to that training, do the exercises in a group together, and the goal is to do like pain prevention, because you do the exercises, you should not get pain, or if you are in pain, the exercises might help get rid of the pain.
What
It
a
all
lovely
depends.
service.
Oh, and look who's coming out.
Who's coming out? Finally.
Yeah. That was Nala.
Oh, okay. Excellent.
One of the two puppies I had.
So just
I
had
have.
enough of air conditioning and back out for a bit more sunshine with Dad on
Yeah.
walking around. I bet they love walking around the grounds with
they're
you.
now I think end of this month they're going to be 9 months, and they are like 35 kilos. Let me show you.
Amazing.
Hi, Mason.
Hello. Look at these two. Fantastic. I'm giving you full screen of these beauties. 9-month-old. What's the breed? Remind us of the breed there, please, Matty.
Breed is local to the Sierra Estrella mountain.
Serra Mountain Dogs. Yeah.
So it's Sierra Estrella mountain dogs. They are very blonde. Whenever I see Estrella dogs, they're more brownish.
Yeah.
But those two are just blonde and dark spots on the feet and the chest, and of course the face. So yeah, they're growing well and behaving well. They like to be outside at night, guarding the property and barking at everything that moves.
Yep, doing their job.
Yeah, and well, when we have during the day, and when I am working in my tech room, they are coming into the tech room and sleeping all of the day, mostly. Let's see if she goes in. No?
Go on in, you get.
Let me try this again.
You have to go in first, I think. You've got
I'm
to
already
lead
in.
the way. Alpha Wolf is going in first.
Come on.
Oh, okay, good. Look at them, absolute beauties.
Oh,
Matty, loving it, loving seeing you here. Get well soon. Ashmil with the back. If people want to get in touch with you, this is what the location for that fantastic group class. I wish you well with that, because it's such a wonderful service you're offering to people there. And I know it's a passion of yours, isn't it, alongside the Quinta?
Yeah. We'll have to see. It's something I want to start up, but it might get postponed for another year. It depends what the talk with the president will
Absolutely. These things take time, don't they? And that's a lesson I think we can take away from this morning. We all have to wait for things to come. It's taken me, I don't know, maybe nearly a year now to start a company in Portugal. You just have to go with that flow, don't you? Yeah. I won't go into the backstory right now. Tune in tomorrow for that. You just have to, you are forced. I mean, especially so with nature, you just have to fall in line with the natural flows, which you've obviously learned to some extent how to do that. I would have thought in your time at Quinta Ontragos there.
Well, you can try and force things, but working against the flow costs more energy than go with it, and eventually you get more done going with the flow around you and see if you can steer it a little bit in your direction. I think that's the energy efficient way to change things.
Oh my goodness. It sounds like you wrote the Tao Te Ching. So some lovely to finish with some Eastern transcendental mysticism on the Quinta Crew update. Matty, love to your girlfriend. I'm sure she's amazed by what you've done there. Love to you and the dogs and everybody, all who sail in her at Quinta Ontragos. Cheers, mate. We'll talk to you again next month. All the best.
Thank you. I hope I can do it. Ciao.
All right, cheers, mate. Bye for now. Ciao, ciao.
In Portugal, there's a YouTube show full of fun facts you need